my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use the Ordinary Glycolic Acid, Hyaluronic Acid, Niacinamide and Moisturizer in one routine. And you can use them together, they do not conflict with each other, and you can use them in the morning and or evening daily, except for the Ordinary Glycolic Acid toning solution, which I also will get into. And then I want to share with you an overview of an example routine so that you also have a guide which you can also follow and based on that adjust it and also see in what order you also would use different products. And then lastly, I want to share with you also a proper application so that you also exactly know how much you need to use of each product and how you can also apply it to your face. Now coming back to glycolic acid, to understand if glycolic acid can be beneficial for you or not, you also have to understand what's actually happening with your skin. Now, naturally, your skin is going to create that skin cells, which it also then over time can shed off to also reveal the new skin cells underneath. However, the older you're getting, this function can also weaken and also may become very slow, where more skin cells, like that skin cells are created and also are left on top of the skin, but the function of getting rid of them doesn't work that properly anymore. And this also can lead to dull looking skin because of too many dead skin cells on the skin surface. And this is also where glycolic acid can come in really handy, because it also can support that function and really making sure they can loosen those dead skin cells to also reveal a bit more of a smoother skin texture and also even out skin tone to also reveal the new skin cells underneath. Now, generally speaking, the question is also how often you should use it during the week. Well, this also depends mainly also on your age, because the younger you are, the more likely your skin is still going to do this function. And when you're also using glycolic acid in that specific case only once or twice per week, this is already enough. However, the more mature you're becoming and the more this function can also weaken over time, the more often you may also need to use glycolic acid to also support this function. And so this is where you also have to understand what would be the right balance for me to also use glycolic acid during the week. Some people, especially if you're being a bit more mature, you can use it daily. However, you may want to start off slowly and adjust the frequency to it, also increase the frequency over time until you can use it daily, if that's fine for your skin. Whereas if you're being a bit younger and you do not need that much exfoliation from a different product that you're going to apply to the skin, if you're using it too often, it also can worsen the situation because you're exfoliating too much. And this can also lead to stinging, burning, or even damaging your skin. So you need to find the right balance on how often you're going to use it. And I can't tell you what would be the right amount for your skin. This is fairly individual, but I can give you a general guide on how you could get started. Which is also the point that I also now want to share with you my example routine which I have set up. By the way, you can also download them in the description box down below. And I generally also recommend using your glycolic acid exfoliating acid solution in the evening because it can make the skin sensitive to the sun. So what would also an evening skincare routine look like when also using glycolic acid in it? Well, this is also what it would look like. You're going to get started with a gentle cleanser for your skin type. Make sure that it's not including AHA or BHA. Then you're going to apply your glycolic acid solution, then move on to hyaluronic acid, then niacinamide, and then your moisturizer as your last step. And your general guide that I can recommend is that you're going to do this 2 to 3 times per week. Or like do it, for example, on Monday, leave it out on Tuesday, add it on Wednesday, leave it out on Thursday, etc. And see how your skin is going to tolerate it, how your skin is going to behave when also using it 2 or 3 times per week. If you feel like it's doing well, then you either can stick to that amount, like that frequency of how often you're going to use it. If you feel like you can use it more often, you can also increase it. If you feel like it's going to be a bit too much, then reduce the frequency of it. So that this is also a clear point that you have to understand. You have to adjust the frequency to how your skin is going to be able to also handle it. Now, what are you going to do on the other days in your evening skincare routine? Well, this is also where you're going to leave out your glycolic acid, but you're going to still wash your face with your cleanser for your skin type, then just use hyaluronic acid, niacinamide and your moisturizer if needed at the end. So you're basically going to keep the same evening skincare routine, but on the days when not going to use glycolic acid, this is where you're going to leave it out. And when you're going to use glycolic acid, it's the next step after cleansing. So this is how simple you also can balance it, where you are going to figure out what's working best for your skin. Now, you can also go ahead and also use glycolic acid during the day, like in your morning skincare routine. If for whatever reason you want to use it in the morning, then that's fine too. But be aware of that glycolic acid can make your skin sensitive to the sun. Doesn't matter if you're using it in the morning or evening. Always use as a last step of your morning skincare routine a sunscreen to also protect the skin, because the new skin that also glycolic acid has revealed over time is becoming more sensitive, and therefore using sunscreen during the day when being exposed to the sun is important. So the routine can remain the same. In the evening, your moisturizer if needed is your last step. In the morning, when keeping the same routine, also switching it, your sunscreen is the last step. Or what you also can do is also use your glycolic acid in the evening only, and basically balance with using it or without using it. And in the morning, if you want to stick with the same products, then you also can just use it like this. Wash your face with your cleanser, use hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, your moisturizer and sunscreen. So there you have also basically the different options of how a skincare routine could look like in the morning and or evening. And so this is also what I wanted to share with you, generally speaking, so that you already have a visual understanding of it. If you want to follow one of those routines, you can also download them and also just use it as a guide next to you, and also adjust it to how your skin is going to feel about it. Now, now moving on to the little demonstration that I want to share with you, then again, you're going to get started with step number 1, which I have already done. And this is also washing your face with a gentle and suitable cleanser for your skin type. For example, the Ordinary Squalane cleanser. That one is great for all skin types. And it also is able to remove excess oil, dirt, makeup, sweat, sunscreen all in one go. Now, the cleanser that you're going to choose can be from the Ordinary or from any other brand. If you also want to know how you can properly wash your face with a gentle cleanser, or you're looking also for a great option as a gentle cleanser, I have an entire playlist for you in the top right corner, which you also can check out. Then, once you have washed your face with your gentle cleanser, take a fresh towel and pat your skin dry. Now, after you also have pat the skin dry, then your next step, I'm going to show you the entire routine so that you also can see each step. Your next step after cleansing would be the Ordinary Glycolic Acid Toning Solution. And you're going to apply it also with a cotton pad or also the palm of your hand. I'm going to use also a cotton pad so that you also can see the amount a bit better than on the palm of my hand, but you can do either one of those applications, whatever works the best for you. Now, first of all, when also using it on a cotton pad or palm of your hand, you may find it difficult to identify how much should I use. Well, I recommend using about a coin size amount so that you have an idea of how you could get started, like about that much. And then you're going to evenly swipe it across your face, neck, and also maybe décolletage. If you should feel the need that this is not going to be enough for your skin, you always can add a bit more. Same also would be with the palm of your hand. If you're going to pull it in the palm of your hand, use your hand between, together, and then evenly apply it over your face and neck. Again, you always can add more if needed, as well as also reducing it if you should feel the need that you have used too much. What's important is that you're not using too much of each product, so that your skin can still also absorb it properly into the skin and there's no residue left on the skin surface. This is not what we want. Otherwise, it can also sometimes become very uncomfortable, sticky and tight on the skin, as well as also your skin may also feel a bit overwhelmed because you're using too much product. So finding the right balance is really key. Now I have about a coin size amount on my cotton pad, and I'm now going to evenly swipe it across my face as well as neck. Now please be careful to not use it on top of your eyelids, nor use it too close to your eyes, because it can also irritate sensitive areas, like you may come across stinging and burning. Or also when getting it into the eyes, it also can irritate the eyes. So please keep in mind, do not get it too close to the actual eye. So, and once you have evenly applied it, the amount that I have used on my cotton pad was enough. I can feel that it's slightly damp all over where I used the cotton pad and also the amount of the glycolic acid toning solution. And now you can also give it 30 seconds to a minute so that the skin is able to also fully absorb the product. Now this is a toning solution that you're going to leave on the skin. So once you have applied it in your morning or evening skincare routine, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And after you feel like, well, your skin is able to fully absorb it and it feels normal again, then this is also where you now can get started with your next step, which is also applying the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum, which is also an hydrating serum. And so when also applying this one afterwards, please do not think that this is an exfoliating acid. This is not an exfoliating acid. I know it includes the word acid in it, but it is an hydrating serum. So therefore you're fine to use those two in the same routine. So when applying hyaluronic acid to your face, there are different application methods. You can use it in the palm of your hand or on your fingertips or even like immediately also onto your face. Whatever application method works the best for you is fine. Just make sure that you're not using too much. Again, generally speaking, with serums, I recommend between 2 to 5 drops. With the ordinary serums, usually 3 drops or 4 drops are already enough with most of the serums. And then you can evenly apply it over your face and neck. If you should want to include your décolletage, you can also use 1 or 2 drops more. And then evenly apply it over your face. You can also use hyaluronic acid on your eye contour if you like to. But again, do not get it into your eyes. And then once you have applied it all over your face, neck and also maybe décolletage, again, leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And just give it, again, 30 seconds to a minute if you should feel the need, so that the product is able to fully absorb into the skin. If you have used too much of your glycolic acid toning solution or also any of the serums, then for the next time reduce the amount of product so that you also get a feeling of what amount would also be right for your skin, so that you can evenly apply it over your face wherever you also want to cover the areas. So that's also an important point. For some people 2 drops are enough, for some people 4 drops are enough. So find the right balance. Then after you have applied your hyaluronic acid, we are moving on to niacinamide, which is also a great serum to also reduce look of blemishes, to control your oiliness a bit, as well as also evening out your skin tone. And so when using niacinamide, again, it has a very similar texture to hyaluronic acid. Use about 2 to 5 drops. Generally, I recommend sticking also with 2 to 3 drops. I like to stick with 2 drops. That works well for me. And again, the way that you're going to apply it to your face also depends on what application method works the best for you. And then again, apply it evenly over your face and neck. With niacinamide, you can also use it on the eye contour. Just don't get it onto your eyelids and also do not get it into your eyes. If you also want to use it on your décolletage, you may want to use a few drops more. Once you have applied it, again, you're going to give it 30 seconds to a minute so that it also can fully absorb into the skin and also leave it on the skin. Again, it shouldn't feel strange on the skin surface. Make sure that the product is able to fully absorb. After your niacinamide application, depending also on how your skin feels and also maybe how dry your skin is in general, you can use also a moisturizer afterwards, but you can also skip it. See what also works the best for you. When also using it, use it after niacinamide and use about a pea-size amount of it. Like so. Then use it between your fingers and evenly apply it. So, and once you have applied your moisturizer all over your face, neck and also maybe décolletage, then this could be the last step of your evening skincare routine, just to also give you a point of where you could finish when also doing this in the evening. However, when also doing this during daytime, or you're going to leave out glycolic acid and still you're going to do your routine during daytime, which may also be different, please keep in mind that still your last step should be your sunscreen in the morning, because your glycolic acid can make your skin sensitive to the sun. Therefore, your sunscreen is really important to protect the skin. And so when also using your sunscreen, use a sunscreen with SPF of 30 or also greater, so that you also can protect your skin throughout the day. And also when being exposed to the sun for like several hours, please also don't forget to reapply it during the day, so that you still can also keep on protecting your skin. And so when also using your sunscreen for your face, neck and also décolletage, then use about half a teaspoon to a teaspoonful of sunscreen to evenly protect the skin. Also apply your sunscreen 15 minutes to 30 minutes before also leaving the house and being exposed to the sun. Now I have also a teaspoon right here to also give you like a visual understanding of how much this would be. And I'm going to use about half a teaspoonful of sunscreen. Like so, and then use it onto your fingertips. Once you also keep the amount of product also in your mind, you don't need to use a spoon with you. Like, I just want to point this out as well, but it can really help you to understand how much you actually also need to use of your sunscreen. And also when being exposed to the sun, don't forget your ears as well. They can also get sunburnt. And then evenly apply it over your face, neck, eyes, as well as also ears. So, and once you also have evenly applied your sunscreen, then this is also the last step in your morning skincare routine. Now I do also want to again remind you that you don't need to use a sunscreen in the evening, because you're doing your skincare routine just before going to bed, so there's no sunscreen needed. You also don't need to use a sunscreen when being the entire day at home, as long as you're not sunbathing in front of the window. So please keep those things in mind. You only need to use a sunscreen when being exposed to the sun, because you really need to protect it. Otherwise it also can burn your skin fairly quickly, because the new skin cells cannot protect the skin. So therefore, keeping in mind and also understanding when you should use a sunscreen, as well as also how much you also should use of your sunscreen, is really important. And again, I also do want to remind you, it is also preferred to use glycolic acid in the evening. However, for whatever reason you may want to use it during daytime, you can do so as well. Doesn't matter if you're using glycolic acid in the morning or evening, always protect your skin during the day when being exposed to the sun with a good sunscreen. And then when not using glycolic acid, you can leave it out and still continue using the other products. That's fine too. So that you also find the right balance for what also works the best for your skin. And so this is also what I wanted to share with you on how you can also properly do this, and also understand how you can also use the product and adjust it to how your skin also will feel the best, and also what will work the best for your skin. And again, if you also want to download the PowerPoint slides, you can also do so in the description box down below and also use it as a guide. Now I do also hope that you enjoyed this video and also find it helpful, and if you did, please also don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!